going to Paraguay and doing research in the Afro-Paraguayan community known as KAMBA involved a lot of discovery about myself, not only about the people that I was living with and sharing life with. Growing up in Paraguay, I was always under the impression that there was no such thing as Afro-Paraguayan community. After having done my master's degree, I returned, and by chance I stumbled across this newspaper article talking about an Afro-Paraguayan population. This floored me. From there on, I decided to make this one of my principal research projects, to work with the Afro-Paraguayan community of KAMBA. This is sort of an invisible population in Paraguay, or it's a population that's been striving to even make themselves known. The story of how they got to Paraguay is there was a general named Gervasio Artigas, who was one of the liberators of Uruguay when they became independent. And soon after their independence, he was forced into exile. He fled to Paraguay, and the leader of Paraguay at that time was Rodriguez de Francia. He gave him exile in Paraguay and gave him a large plot of land, and also a large plot of land for this mostly black troops that he had. And so from the year 1821 on, they practiced agriculture until their land started being taken away. There's been these plots of land that were taken away from them where their houses used to be that are still just full of trees and shrubs. Nothing's being done with them because everyone that's owned the land, the title keeps getting passed on from owner to owner. But no one wants to build on it because everyone knows that historically this land really belongs to this community, but it was taken away illegally. Right now, right across the street basically from the neighborhood, they're building a big public hospital where they used to have practice their agriculture. There's open dumping of who knows what all kind of waste from the hospital, pathological waste, old syringes, old medicine bottles. There's even a sewer pipe coming from the hospital right into this, what was once a clean, fresh water spring.
Sí, este es el caño por donde el hospital de clínica tira todo su desecho. Por eso es importante analizar todo qué tipo de basura, qué tipo de desecho están tirando a la laguna.
And the fact that they've been forced out of this agricultural lifestyle by having their land taken away, and they've lost a lot of the resources. I think they've started using their drumming and dancing, their artistic expression, as a way of bringing about recognition. So you have this population that's sort of ignored by the government and by society in general. So they're using their drumming and dancing, their music, as a way of reaching out and showing the world that they do exist, and showing the world that their history and that they do deserve equal rights like any other person in Paraguay and any other person in the world for that matter. So their musical tradition is based on their patron saint holiday, which begins on the 6th of January, which is Three Kings Day, starting at midnight in the early morning of the 6th of January. They go down to their church and they set the drums up just outside the church, and they begin drumming, and they go through several different rhythms, and they drum for their patron saint, San Baltasar, and they basically continue this party and this social gathering all the way till the morning. From then on, they celebrate for the next 9 days. Every night they take the drums down to the church, and after Mass they do drumming and dancing. Some people from the community and from outside the community come with masks and disguise themselves and dance sort of stylized, really ridiculous versions of the dances that they normally do, which in itself is also a tradition that you find in a lot of the Afro-Latino communities.
Para este cuadro, señoras y señores, África vive en KAMBA.
Every year now they do a big festival that they bring artists from all over the country of all different styles of music, and the television comes in and films it, and they get a lot of press, and that's really the one time a year when anyone pays attention to them. And you know, everyone writes newspaper articles about them, everyone asks them to come on their news show, to come on their morning TV program. And then after that's done, the rest of the year, really no one talks about them, and they're ignored basically by society. What we're trying to do now is use these beautiful expressions that they have, this beautiful drumming and dancing, and the deep history of it to bring about reform, to bring about equal rights for their community in general, to use that as a tool of helping them improve their community, their education, to regain some of their land and continue to practice agriculture, to be able to educate the youth on their history, on their past, and to be able to pass down all the knowledge that the elder people in the community have.